Hello there, fine people, and welcome to the pilot episode of a new format on this channel, namely gameplay videos. With this series I want to show you my decks in action, but it won't be limited to just me and my decks. Let's talk about why I'm calling this a pilot episode real quick. Right now I have 6 matches recorded, but every other match is a rematch. I want to use these matches to gather some input from you, the viewers, evaluate your suggestions and make improvements. And just some things before we get to the gameplay, because I feel these might be common suggestions otherwise. Gameplay will be narrated because my friends and I are German and we talk German during our gameplay. And we also talk about other stuff while playing as well, so yeah. So to keep it concise and to reach a wider audience, narration and editing is necessary. I wanted this to be a best of 3 at first, but I decided against it because I simply don't have the time to edit all that. With single matches, I believe I have the time and energy to make this a weekly release without burning out. I believe that's all, so here we go. I hope you enjoy the first match of Azalea vs Bravo. Oh yeah, and a quick side note, but this was recorded before Outsiders release, so Azalea does not have her new tools to play with. Now let's take a look at the player's starting hands. Anna on Azalea starts the game with 2 red Searing shots, a red Scour the Battlescape and a red Fatigue shot. Alex on Bravo, that's me by the way, hi there, has a red Debilitate, a red Cartilage Crush, a red Seismic Stir and a blue Stonewall Confidence in hand. Our contestants roll the dice to see who will start us off. Alex wins, decides to go first, and both players draw their starting hands. Alex plays a blue Stonewall Confidence and pitches 2 red cards to pay for it. With no responses, he moves to his end phase and puts a card into arsenal. He draws 4 cards and gives the turn to Anna. Anna activates Death Dealer by pitching a red card. She puts a red Fatigue shot face up into arsenal and draws a card. A red Lead the Charge then hits the field and is followed up by a red Scour the Battlescape, gaining her an action point. Through its effect, Anna puts a card from her hand on the bottom of her deck and draws a card. Alex decides to block with a blue Thumb that now blocks for 5 because of Stonewall Confidence. Anna then pitches another red card to play Fatigue Shot from arsenal. That is in turn blocked by a blue Buckling Blow, which also blocks for 5. With all of her attempts of dealing damage being thwarted, she moves to her end phase and draws up to 4 cards. At the start of Alex's turn, Stonewall Confidence triggers and is destroyed. In his action phase he plays a red Seismic Stir from arsenal by pitching a blue card, creating 3 Seismic Surge tokens. He finally figures out where he wants to put said tokens and moves to his end phase, letting the floating resource evaporate and putting a card into arsenal. Alex draws 4 cards and passes to Anna. Anna once again activates Death Dealer by pitching a blue Ridge Rider shot to put a red Ridge Rider shot into arsenal and draw a card. She then opts 1 due to the arrow's effect and puts it back on top. That is then followed up by a red Point the Tip, giving Ridge Rider shot +3 attack. It might come as a surprise, but she then plays that exact same Ridge Rider shot with 1 of her floating resources, threatening 7 damage. Alex decides to take Steel Braid Buckler and Helm of Icen's Peak to block. Without any responses, he then takes 4 damage and both of his equipment pieces get a -1 counter. Anna ends her turn, putting a card into her arsenal and drawing 3. At the start of Alex's turn, his 3 Seismic Surge tokens trigger, reducing the cost of his next Guardian attack by 3. Making the best use of this, he plays a red Macho Grande, pitching 2 blue cards and he still has 2 resources floating. He then proceeds to bless his cards. Since Macho Grande has Dominate, Anna only blocks with a headshot from her hand. In the reaction step, Alex uses his 2 remaining resources to play Red Pummel. That is then followed up by a red Oasis Respite from Anna to at least prevent 4 additional damage. After this she still takes 7 damage and already discarded a red Read the Glide Path. We then move to the end phase and Alex draws 4 cards, still having his arsenal card from his last turn. Anna starts her turn by playing a red Ridge Rider shot from her arsenal, and Alex decides to take the 4 damage right away, going to 12. We then move to her end phase, as her hand was ravaged by Macho Grande and Pummel. She draws 4 cards and then passes to Alex. He finally reveals his arsenal card and plays a blue chokeslam, pitching 2 blue cards. Anna, wary of the 2 floating resources, still decides to only block with 3 of her Iron Rod armor, as this would prevent chokeslam's crush effect. In the reaction phase we see that there can't be 2 floating without a pummel somewhere, as Alex plays a yellow pummel, basically reactivating crush and adding a discard effect on top. With no defense reactions, Anna discards a red Pathing Helix and takes 6 damage. We once again move to the end phase. Alex puts a card into arsenal and draws 4 cards. Anna pitches a yellow card to activate Death Dealer. She puts a red Salvage Shot into arsenal and draws a card. She follows that up by a blue Point the Tip. Remember my Chokeslam's crush effect? Yeah? We didn't. But it also doesn't really affect the game, so all good there. A red Scar for Scar with Go Again active then enters the arena. Alex decides to block all 4 damage with a Cartilage Crush and Iron Rod Legs. On her second chain link, Anna plays a maliciously cheated 6 damage Salvage Shot, which is blocked by a blue Chokeslam. Poor little Alex then takes 3 damage, 1 more than he should have. And we move to the cleanup step. With no arsenal but 4 cards in hand, Anna passes to Alex. He starts by playing a red Seismic Stir from hand and pitches a blue Sloggism to do so. After he created 3 Seismic Surge tokens, he uses his remaining resource and Go Again to activate Helm of Icen's Peak. It is destroyed and Bravo gains 1 additional intelligence until end of turn. With no action points left, that is exactly where we find ourselves. Once more, with an arsenal card from last turn, he draws 4 cards and very intelligently remembers that he can draw an additional card from his Helm's effect. Like clockwork, Anna activates Death Dealer by pitching a yellow card. She puts a red Headshot face up into arsenal, giving it +2 attack and draws a card. Well, she will remember shortly. Then a red Read the Glide Path hits the field, increasing her next arrow attack by 3, and she opts 1, putting it on the bottom. After that, Anna plays Lead the Charge and follows that up with a 9 damage Headshot from arsenal, also gaining 1 action point. Alex puts down Debilitate, Crush the Weak and Steel Braid Buckler to block 7 damage and takes 2, going to 7. With her remaining action point, Anna plays Scar for Scar and Alex just says yeah whatever and takes 4, dropping down to 3. The cleanup step calls and Anna draws 4 cards as she passes her turn. On Alex's turn, Seismic Surge tokens are once again destroyed, reducing the cost of his next Guardian attack by 3. He then destroys Hardened Crosstrap, reducing the cost of his next attack action card by another 2 resources. Destroys Goliath Gauntlet to give his next attack action card additional 2 damage. Plays a red Sloggism, increasing his next attack's damage by another 6, pitching a blue. And finishes that combo off by playing a red Macho Grande from arsenal. He pitches a blue to pay the remaining 2 resources it needs and now threatens 18 damage with Dominate. Seeing there's no way out of this, Anna throws in a Salvage Shot and then takes 15 damage. Afterwards, Alex gives us the jazz hands for winning the very first match on his own channel, and what can I say, what a great guy. And that ends the first gameplay episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me maybe clarify that I might not be able to release an episode per week right away, and or maybe the days will change until I find my stride, but I will try my best. Once again, let me know what you think I could improve on or straight up do differently. Also, remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed what you see, because there will be a lot more budget deck tech videos for all kinds of formats and gameplay videos coming your way. And now, take care and I will see you in the next video.